Hey guys, today we have Ritik and he is having total 3 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Ritik, how are you?
Yeah, hi Fazan, I'm fine. How are you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Ritik, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah, myself Ritik Singh. I am working in Cognizant for past 3 years as Java developer. I have
Mm-hmm.
experience in domain of Java, microservices, Spring Boot, and my recent project is a smart household appliance management system. So this project basically deals with the power consumption of appliances used in the homes of users. Means how much the energy
Mm-hmm.
consumption is used. If the energy consumption past any threshold, then this gives a notification for the to the user that it is passing the threshold, and a bill is
Mm-hmm.
generated for this for a whole month energy consumption and sent to
Mm-hmm.
the user. So basically we are using microservices in this. Basically we have three four services, and we are using MySQL, and we are using Git for version controlling.
Okay. Okay, so how you guys are sending notifications?
Yeah, we are sending notification by mail, by Java mail. We are using that Java
Okay.
mail is there.
So are you sending real-time notifications?
Yeah, real-time notifications also we are sending. Real-time updates also we are giving,
And what
and
tools you are using for
we
real-time
are
updates?
using Kafka for real-time updates. Yeah.
Okay. So how can we integrate Kafka in our Spring Boot application?
Yeah. So first of all we should add the dependency of Kafka
Mm-hmm.
in the
Okay.
form.xml. Then we
Mm-hmm.
should use the Kafka annotations, and we should first configure which of the services needs
Mm-hmm.
real-time updates. So
Okay.
in that services we should configure the Kafka. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So what Java version you guys are using?
Yeah, JDK 11 just now we are using.
JDK 11. Okay. So do you know about collections and all? Have you used?
Yeah, sure. We are
Okay,
using
okay.
collection.
So let's say you are reading millions of records from a file and need to remove duplicates efficiently. Which collection would you use and why?
For this, we should use the hash set, which is
Hash set.
yeah, which
Okay.
is
What is
the
the lookup time for hash set
lookup time, as in means how much time it's take.
to read the value?
Lookup
Average
time,
time. Yeah, yeah.
average time, I'm not aware, but I'm aware about the load factor and all this about the
Okay.
hash set.
Yeah, O1 is the lookup time.
Oh,
Uh,
time complexity
yeah,
you're
yeah,
using.
time complexity evaluation. So you were aware, right?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And what is load factor you were talking about?
75%, 0.75 is the load factor.
Okay.
If 75% is full, then it will create.
Uh, okay, okay. Okay, so let's say you store a mutable object in a hash set, then change a
Yeah.
field using equals and hash code. What can go wrong?
Mutable object in a hash set if we are using and we are changing its field.
Uh,
Repeat again. I'm not getting.
let's say you store a mutable objects in a hash set, then
Yeah.
change a field used in equals and hash code.
Yeah. Hash
What?
set basically backs from the hash table. So in the
Uh,
hash table, if two keys are same, so
mm-hmm,
two keys are same. Basically, internally a hash code is generated for the keys.
mm-hmm.
So a hash code is generated, then an index is created, and the index is stored in the buckets. So if
Okay.
two keys are equal,
Mm-hmm,
equal, then by dot equals it takes that if two key contents are equal, if both are
mm-hmm,
equal by content or not. If it is not equal, then it will generate a linked list, and in that
mm-hmm.
bucket only another linked list node means first linked list node will point to another linked list node. This will happen
Okay,
for the
okay, got it. What's the observer pattern?
observer pattern. I'm not aware.
Okay, okay. So it defines a one-to-many dependency where observers get notified automatically when the subject's state change, enabling event-driven update. So this pattern sometimes also very helpful in a notification system.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
You did what?
Yeah, yeah. So what's the difference between runnable and thread class?
Yeah, the we can create a thread by using runnable, and runnable is basically an interface. So
Mm.
it contains run method which doesn't return anything. So by implementing this runnable interface, we can create thread,
Mm-hmm.
and by extending the thread class we can create a thread also for. But the basic difference is that if we are implementing the runnable interface, then we can extend another class. But if we are implementing the extending the thread class, then we can't extend another class. It will hamper the multiple as Java doesn't support multiple inheritance, so this will hamper that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So runnable is more efficient.
Okay, got it. Ritik, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, we had launched complete interview preparation material, structured step by step by myself, expert and MNC's interviewers. And the best part is that now no one need to go anywhere else to prepare interviews. There is a 99% chance that interviewers will ask questions from this material. So basically, it contains a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question and answers. With Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Git, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA, Kafka, microservices, Java coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the below description. And if someone needs this material, plus two real enterprise client projects for reference with the recorded sessions, plus one-on-one lifetime doubt sessions and referrals to the big MNCs, then they should check the interview preparation kit. I will provide the link for this as well in the description below. So now moving to our interview.
Yeah, Faizan,
So
hi. For your kind information, I have also purchased this interview kit and it is helping
okay.
me. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. So can you give some reviews?
Yeah, basically it is having questions for the experience level
Mm-hmm.
0 to 3, 3 to 5, and 5 to 8. So we
Uh-huh.
can and it is categorized by level 1,
Mm-hmm.
level 2, and level 3.
Mm-hmm.
By your level you can read the questions, and all
Mm-hmm.
questions I guess it is covered in that.
Okay, thank you. So moving to our interview. Let's say you need to allow only 100 requests per seconds per user in a concurrent app. How will you implement it?
100, repeat again, I am not getting.
100 requests per second per user in a concurrent application.
In this, we can use concurrent collections. We can use
Mm-hmm.
concurrent array list or concurrent hash map for this
Okay.
implementation. Yeah. So
Mm. So
this
what
will
is
ensure.
concurrent hash map? What it does?
Yeah, concurrent hash map is that in before I'm talking about before the hash map without
Mm-hmm.
concurrency. That is not thread safe. If we are iterating it and we are doing any
Mm-hmm.
modification, we will get
Mm-hmm.
concurrent modification exception. But in
Mm-hmm.
concurrent hash map, we will not get this concurrent
Mm-hmm.
modification exception. So it is thread safe and it is synchronized. So
Mm-hmm.
only one thread will act at a time, and it is basically in performance it is low,
Mm-hmm.
but it is synchronized, so it is helpful.
Okay. So have you used synchronized list?
Yeah, synchronized list I have used from the
Mm-hmm.
collections, that is utility class.
Okay.
Uh, Collections dot synchronize list method we are using to make a array list synchronized.
Okay. Mm, okay. So what happens if you insert 33 elements into a hash map?
If we are inserting 33 elements,
Uh,
that hash map basically is an entry key value pair. First of all,
uh,
it will generate array of buckets, that is
mm,
16. If the load factor is also of its is 75%, if
mm,
0.75 it is reached, then another hash map it will create from 16 into 2, that is 32. And
mm.
if we are inserting 33, then another 16 it will insert and buckets, and then those elements will be inserted. It is growable in size. So
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. So Ritik, let's say you are building a fraud detection pipeline where each rule can decide to continue or stop. Okay. Which pattern fits best and how would you implement it?
fraud detection
Yeah,
pipeline
fraud detection pipeline.
and each rule.
What?
Fraud. You can repeat the question. I'm not getting.
Okay, okay. So you are building a fraud detection pattern, fraud detection pipeline or application where each rule can decide to continue or stop. Which pattern fit best? First thing is, and second
Uh,
is how would you implement it?
yeah, which how would
Okay.
it
So have you
continue?
heard about chain of responsibility pattern?
No, I'm not heard about it.
Okay, okay, you are not aware. Okay, it's fine then. We could use chain of responsibility pattern to pass the data through a chain of handlers that can decide to process or stop further processing.
Yeah, okay, I will read about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so can you tell me what are the main implementation of list interface?
Yeah, list interface mainly the classes which
Uh,
implements it are array list, linked list,
uh,
and legacy classes vector and stack.
okay. Uh, Great. Why is enum set more efficient than a regular hash set for enums?
Yeah, enums is basically it stores
Mm-hmm.
all the list means if we have
Mm-hmm.
days, it stores days, all the days. If we have months, it stores all the months. So this
Mm-hmm.
if it is storing all the days, all the months, and in
Mm-hmm.
hash set is storing it is not taking the duplicate value, but here all the days will be stored, all the months will be stored, and all means collectively it will be stored in this enum hash set.
Okay, great. Okay, so tell me, how would you ensure that your singleton class remains right safe while minimizing synchronization overhead?
Yeah, if we are creating a singleton class,
Mm-hmm.
so we are taking a static variable, pointing it to null, and
Mm-hmm.
then we are using a factory method. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in the factory method only we can use the synchronized block to create
Mm-hmm.
the object. If our static variable is pointing to null, then we'll create a object in the synchronized block. This will ensure that only one thread is acting on it at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and it will synchronize as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so tell me what is meant by code reusability in OOPS.
Yeah, code visibility is a principle means
Mm-hmm.
if we are writing one method in a
Mm-hmm.
class, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if we are writing that method and we want to use that method somewhere else also. So
Mm-hmm.
we would not write that method somewhere else. We'll use that
Mm-hmm.
call that same method and use it. We can use the concept of a interface in this. So if
Mm-hmm.
we are in interface, abstract methods are there.
Mm-hmm.
So interface we are getting and one method we are getting, and that method we are calling in the implementation class. We can provide our
Mm-hmm.
own implementation. This is code reusability. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so have you used Vector?
Factor, load factor. I'm not aware of the factor what you're saying.
No, not Vector. Vector, VECTOR, Vector.
Vector. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, vector I've used. Vector
Okay.
is the legacy
Mm-hmm.
class in which implements the list interface, and the
Mm-hmm.
vector is synchronized. Every method of the vector is synchronized, and it
Okay.
is less efficient than array list, and
Mm-hmm.
it implements random access,
Mm-hmm.
serializable, and clonable interface. And it is
Okay.
legacy class. It is from 1.0 version of Java. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. What's the difference between array list and linked list?
Yeah, array list and linked list both implement the list interface. Array list is backed by growable array,
Mm-hmm.
and array list implements random access, serializable, and clonable. Random access implements, then it ensures that it can retrieve the element from the list
Mm-hmm.
from anywhere. So if our requirement is of retrieval, then we use array list. If our
Okay.
requirement is insertion and deletion in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
so we are using the linked list because it is backed by doubly linked list. So insertion and deletion is possible, and insertion order is preserved in array list also and linked list also.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the difference basically.
Okay. Okay. Moving ahead. Have you heard about adapter pattern?
Have you heard about?
Adapter pattern.
You're not aware of adapter. Yeah, I have worked on adapter
Mm-hmm.
1 year ago, but
Okay.
adapter classes I have worked on. Adapter classes are there,
To
and
convert the new
I'm not
interfaces.
able to recall at this moment, but I have,
Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, conversion
Yeah.
interfaces are there.
Okay. So can you please explain solid principles?
Yeah, solid
Mm-hmm.
principle is stands for single responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
A class
Okay.
should have only one responsibility. It should
Uh-huh.
not have both business logic and data access layer. Both should be
Okay.
separated first.
Mm-hmm.
And O stands for open and closed principle. This
Mm-hmm.
states that a class should be open for
Mm-hmm.
extension and closed for modification. Means class can generate another method, but in its method it should not modify anything.
Mm-hmm.
L is
Okay.
Liskov substitution principle. This I will explain by example. If
Mm-hmm.
we have a bird class, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the bird class has the method fly, okay. Then the
Mm-hmm.
subclasses of bird if we are creating, then those bird also should have this capability properties of this flying.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
the class should be substitutional. Subclass should be
Mm-hmm.
substitutional. And
Okay.
this uh, it deals with interfaces segregation. Means if we are uh, doing anything, we should not go for classes. We should means we should go for interfaces.
Mm-hmm.
We should define methods of
Mm-hmm.
interfaces, and we should implement the interfaces, and we should go for interface concept. And D also, in this also, D stands for I'm not getting the full form of this, and but
Dependency
D stands,
inversion.
yeah, in dependency inversion.
Mm-hmm.
This in this the it tells that don't go for classes, create
Mm-hmm.
interfaces. If you are creating, then
Mm-hmm.
interfaces you can implement, and this will also give the absolute abstraction, and
Mm-hmm.
multiple inheritance also can be achieved through this. Yeah,
Okay.
so this
Cool. Uh, okay. So, let's say you need to allow swapping payment methods.
swapping payments matter.
Okay. How would you design
Yeah,
your code to follow the open close principle?
swapping, which can you repeat again?
Or normal payment methods.
Your voice is breaking. Yeah, if we are using normal payment methods, like we are creating a class for payment methods.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
one payment is UPI,
Mm-hmm.
one payment is credit card, and one
Mm-hmm.
payment is debit card. So
Mm-hmm.
these three payment methods are there. So
Mm-hmm.
we should, if we are going to implement another method, another
Mm-hmm.
means cash flow method.
Mm-hmm.
So we should create another method. Not we should not change in the UPI method or
Mm-hmm.
credit card method or debit card method. We should create another method for it, so it will
Mm-hmm.
maintain this principle.
Okay. Okay. Moving ahead. Is an immutable clause always thread safe?
Immutable class is not always thread safe. We can make it thread safe by using synchronized block or methods.
Okay.
And immutable class is a string, so it is
Mm-hmm.
not synchronized. It is not thread
Mm-hmm.
safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's say you use a custom comparator for tree map, but notice elements are not getting inserted. What might be wrong?
Custom comparator we are using, and elements are not getting inserted in the tree map. Yeah, in the tree map, the comparator interface is used.
Mm-hmm.
So this comparator has two method, compare and equals. If the element has codes are not equal, maybe due to that also it is not for equal by dot equals method. It is not returning true by
Mm-hmm.
equals method, and it is not being compared. So this can be one scenario. It is not being inserted.
Okay. Uh, mm, Moving ahead. Can concurrent hash map return stale data during iteration?
Concurrent hash map,
Okay. So tell
yeah,
me.
it can return stale data.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the correct answer is no. It provides weekly consistent iterators reflecting the state at some point during or after iteration without having concurrent modification. So in simple, the answer is no.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Okay. So what does the synchronized keyword do?
Okay. Synchronized keyword, if is used in the blocks or methods. If
Mm-hmm.
we are using synchronized on method, then it
Mm-hmm.
will allow only one thread to act on it at a time, and this will make sure that it is thread safe. If we are using on block also, the same thing will happen. Only
Mhm.
one thread will be allowed to act on the block at one time,
Okay.
and it will
Uh,
make it thread safe.
Correct. Okay, so let's say you want to run a task that returns a result or throws a checked exception. What will you use and why?
Uh, we can use try catch. In the try, we can use that the task which can throw the exception, and in catch block we can catch that exception, and we can use finally block for the key cleanup code.
Okay.
We can also use throws
So can we
keyword
write
above
multiple
the method
catch
we are using. Yeah, we can write multiple catch with try block.
and multiple finally?
Finally methods are one, I guess.
Yeah,
One finally method we can
only
write.
one finally method. And what's the role of pipe here in catch block?
Pipe.
Pipe symbol.
I mean, oh, okay. The pipe symbol means or one exception we are giving or another
Mm-hmm.
exception. In catch
Mm-hmm.
block, we are writing one exception or the exception. It can catch either this or that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, correct. Okay. Let's say you used map.filter.count on a stream expecting lazy evaluation, but it's slow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So what would you use and how can find first help here?
Map.filter.count we are using and it's lazy. So
Mm-hmm.
if we want to count, then we can use method. I'm not aware. Some
Okay.
or
So actually count process the entire system, entire stream, and it makes I mean code slow. So do we can do I mean use a different way to count, right? Are you getting my point?
yeah, yeah, different way of count. That
Hmm.
I'm not aware which method to use.
We can reduce.
Yeah, reduce method. Yeah, I
Mhm.
forgot just now.
Okay.
Reduce.
Okay. So let's say your team keeps changing the logic of a billing class for each new customer type. How
Okay.
would you apply I mean, which pattern would you apply here?
Keep changing the logic. So
Mhm.
a logic is being changed, then we
Or
can
you
use
can tell me which Java pillar we could use here.
okay Java pillar. If the pattern is changing frequently, then
Mhm.
we can use
Hmm?
feature, and in this abstraction we can use means if the feature is changing.
Mhm.
No. In inheritance we can
Polymorphism.
use in this. If class is polymorphism or inheritance. Yeah, polymorphism of one method with one name and
Mhm.
many form means method signature should be changed. Real time runtime polymorphism is there. Compile time
Mhm.
polymorphism. We can use the method overriding principle here and method
Mhm.
overloading principle. Overloading principle we can use in this logic as
Mhm.
if one method is with same name and it
Mhm.
has different types of parameters, so the logic is will be changed actually. If different parameters are there, then logic will be changed. So this both method will name is same. So
Okay.
this concept we can use, yeah, polymorphism.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Okay, so can you tell me the difference between component service and repository annotation?
Yeah, the component actually these are our studio type annotation.
Mm-hmm.
Component basically declares a class as a bean, and the service and repository are enhancement of component that it declares that also declares a class as a bean, but
Mm-hmm.
it tells that this class has different ability. Means the
Okay.
service class will have the business logic. It tells the Spring that it will have the business. This class will have the business logic,
Mm-hmm.
and the repository at repository we are using on any class. Then
Mm-hmm.
this tells the class that it will have the data. It will go with the data access layer. It will perform database operations. So this is the
Okay.
differences.
Okay. Have you heard about rate limiter?
No, rate limiter. I'm not aware.
Okay. It's a concept. Spring Boot. Uh, like, can you also use this in circuit breaker also? Okay, so do you know the use of command line runner and application runner?
Yeah, CLI command line runner is used to run the
Hmm.
Spring Boot application from the command line, and
Okay.
application runner is the basically the main class from which the Spring Boot
Hmm.
application runs from the application context.
Okay. 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 So how does Spring Boot handle dependency injection internally?
Internally, the dependency injection is handled using the auto enable auto configuration, means it
Hmm.
automatically configures the beans based on its dependency configuration, which declares a class as a configuration class, and it tells the
Hmm.
class that how it will behave and how it will manage the bean.
Hmm.
And component is scan also, means it will scan base packages and its sub packages for the beans, for the beans, if it is at the rate component or at the rate service or at
Hmm.
the rate repository, this all it will search for. So internally
Okay.
this happens.
Yeah, correct. Okay. So, let's say you want to switch between H2 and MySQL depending on the environment. How would you
Yeah,
configure this in Spring?
we can configure it in application.properties. So
Mm-hmm.
we can include the URL of
Mm-hmm.
the MySQL database, password of MySQL database, and we
Mm-hmm.
can use the JPA dialect, and we can
Mm-hmm.
enable it. So this all
Okay.
things.
Okay. Okay. So, what is actuator and in Spring Boot and how can it help in monitoring?
Yeah, Actuator is the enhancement of a
Mm-hmm.
Spring Boot. So it provides the production ready features. Actuator.
Okay.
It
Okay.
provides the endpoints like health,
Mm-hmm.
dump, and
Mm-hmm.
metrics. So
Mm-hmm.
based on this, the application is monitored before
Mm-hmm.
releasing to production. So if it application has any errors, this
Mm-hmm.
Actuator helps in finding that.
Okay. Mm, yeah, moving ahead. Let's say you deployed a Spring Boot application in production, right? And it crashed suddenly, right? What tools and features would help you troubleshoot it?
Yeah, first of all, we should log, means if any error is coming, so we should use logging
Mm-hmm.
mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Default is the logback, but we can use another log4j and all.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we can see that which services are not working fine. Maybe due to services also,
Mm-hmm.
this can happen. Circuit breaker we can use, and fallback
Mm-hmm.
mechanism we can use, so that if services is not working fine, then without
Mm-hmm.
that also it should run our app. So
Okay.
this we can use. Maybe our application is slow, so we can use caching and
Mm-hmm.
indexing through databases. So
Okay.
this all or actuator we can use to find what issues
Mm-hmm.
is coming and all. Yeah,
Okay.
Splunk also we can use. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So have you used Splunk?
yeah. I have not had much experience in Splunk, but I have used it.
Okay.
Curious.
Okay, so let's say how can you secure your Spring Boot APIs using basic authentication?
Yeah, means if APIs are there, endpoints are there, so we can
Mm-hmm.
use JWT tokens,
Okay,
or we
okay.
can use. So this
Mm-hmm.
generally deals with the tokens. If a
Mm-hmm.
user is basically if you are dealing with login
Mm-hmm.
endpoint, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if a user is going to login, so
Mm-hmm.
we should secure this endpoint by
Mm-hmm.
generating a token. So if
Okay.
your user is logging in, then a
Mm-hmm.
token will be generated, and
Mm-hmm.
the user will have the access of entire system based on this
Mm-hmm.
token. It will be authorized to work on this this service or that service.
Mm-hmm.
So this token will help it. So
Okay.
this will improve security. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. How Spring Boot manage embedded server?
Yeah. Basically, the default server is the Tomcat. Okay. So if we want to include another server, we
Mm-hmm.
should first exclude this Tomcat server, and we
Okay.
could include another Jetty or Undertow,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we use another server like Jetty?
Yeah. We can exclude Tomcat and we can add dependency of Jetty, and we can
Okay.
use it.
So let's say you want to implement a try logic on a failing API call, like in a Spring Boot. So how would you do it?
Failing API call, and we should. write the retry logic if the API is failing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
for this,
Retriable
sim-
annotation
yeah,
and the
retrieval
method
annotation.
calling the API.
This we
Okay.
can use it.
So
Yeah,
which Git collaboration tool you are using?
yeah, we are using GitLab.
GitLab. Okay. So how do you resolve conflicts?
Yeah, basically the conflict is this, that if two-person make same changes in a
Mm-hmm.
file, so
Mm-hmm.
Git automatically cannot configure this, means cannot merge
Mm-hmm.
this
Okay.
files. So
Mm-hmm.
first of all, we should go to the file where this
Mm-hmm.
conflict is coming. We should
Mm-hmm.
edit that conflict what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will save that file. Then we will
Mm-hmm.
stage it using git add, and
Mm-hmm.
then we will commit it.
Okay.
So
So are you guys not using any tools to manage conflicts?
yeah, just now we are not using any
Okay.
tools.
Okay. There is a tool, Tortoise Git.
Yeah, I have heard
Uh,
about it.
okay. Moving ahead. Tell me the some day-to-day Git commands that you use.
Yeah, git commands. Yeah, I'm using git merge, git checkout branch, and git clone, git fetch,
Mm-hmm.
git add, git stash.
Mm-hmm.
Also we are using.
Mm-hmm.
So git commit.
Okay,
These are
so tell me a few Git commands that we don't use in day-to-day task or frequently, but those are very also important.
yeah. One is the git reverse. Git reverse
Mm-hmm.
is very useful git command.
Mm-hmm.
If our any previous commit is bad, miss, if it needs changes, so by
Mm-hmm.
reverse we can go to that commit and we can
Mm-hmm.
make changes. So this reverse is very good
Okay,
git command.
and
And another command I guess is git revert. It can also, if
mm,
we want to revert to previous
revert.
commits, yeah,
Okay,
that also
and
we can use.
Git cherry pick.
Yeah, cherry pick also we can use. Cherry pick, basically it picks the previous
Mm-hmm.
git commits what we want to pick from the
Mm-hmm.
previous commits, and if we want to pick a particular commit, then we can
Mm-hmm.
pick it by cherry pick. Yeah, this we
Yeah.
can use.
Okay. Okay. So are you using Maven in your project currently?
Yeah, Maven I'm using.
Maven. So why do we use Maven?
Yeah, Maven we use because it automatically configures the dependency. It has parent
Mm-hmm.
and starter. Parent is contains the version what starters will have.
Okay.
Starters are the starter web dependency, for example. Then it will have all the
Mm-hmm.
libraries what will be used for the web dependency. So this helps in building our application efficiently
Okay.
without explicitly giving the dependency. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, can we create our own starter, custom starter?
We can use the dependency management tag, and we can use, I'm not aware, I've not done, but I guess this can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. So, have you created any jar file from the scratch?
.jar file, if our application in one of the project of all project over, then we
Mm-hmm.
were packing all the application in .jar file and we were
Mm-hmm.
deploying. So this we have used.
Okay, okay. Okay. And what's the difference between Maven clean and Maven install?
Maven clean basically cleans the previous
Mm-hmm.
dependency or all, and Maven installs the
Mm-hmm.
dependency what we are adding in this
Okay.
Maven form. Yeah.
Okay. So, which IDE you are using?
Just now we are using IntelliJ,
IntelliJ.
and Eclipse also we are using.
Okay. So, can you tell me few shortcuts that you use day to day in IntelliJ?
Shortcuts are means for creating the project. Also, we are using the shortcut keys. I am not remembering, but yeah, shortcuts are there. We can
Like if we want to clean our code in a format way, in structured way, so we can select
yeah,
and we can.
control shift F, or any this all keywords are
So
being
how do
used
we
for
comment all the lines?
to comment all the lines. Also, the keyword shortcut is there. I'm not able to recall just now because I am not using just now. Means this,
So you
but
do like manually, like if you
yeah,
want to.
manually I'm commenting by double slash or dot a star slash, yeah, or
Okay.
on any method. Yeah,
Mm, okay. Can you, if let's say if someone joined your team,
yeah,
and that guy is a fresher, so what coding practices would you suggest him?
yeah. First of all, I will tell him that follow solid principles. That is the best. part of the
Mm-hmm.
coding. Follow OOPS
Okay.
principle. OOPS
Okay.
principle classes and all you should create for every method
Mm-hmm.
and all. Polymorphism you should apply. Inheritance
Mm-hmm.
concept you should apply.
Mm-hmm.
Abstraction is most important. You should
Mm-hmm.
hide our internal implementation just so the service is
Mm-hmm.
provided.
Okay.
So this also we can use the singleton pattern. I will explain in the singleton pattern
Mm-hmm.
of creating one object and reusing that object everywhere. So this whole thing I will explain in.
Okay. Okay. So let's say you have a production, right? And just before production, that fresher guy uh, did some mistakes, and now that needs to be fixed, right? Before, and your production is just after 5 and 10 minutes. So what would you do in this situation?
In this situation, we will go to the previous version. We'll go to the previous commits by get and
Mm-hmm.
by using the rebase, we can go and resolve those things,
Mm-hmm.
and then if that thing is resolved, and then we will merge it, and then we will go to deploy the application. So this we can do, and yeah,
And what would be your advices to that fresher guy?
yeah. We'll advise him that if you are doing any changes, you should
Mm-hmm.
ask your peers before merging and
Mm-hmm.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you are doing any changes, you should first take advice also
Mm-hmm.
from the your
So
peers or
in
your
your current
seniors.
project, is there any peer-to-peer code review?
Yeah, peer-to-peer code review is there. If we are doing any code
Mm-hmm.
changes in one of our
Mm-hmm.
branches before pushing that
Mm-hmm.
branch, we are asking our seniors to so that
Mm-hmm.
if our code is good, we can push it
Mm-hmm.
to the main branch or not. So
Okay.
yeah, this
And
all
what's
things are
a
there.
what's a branching strategies you guys are using?
Yeah, main branch is is basically the main
Mm-hmm.
branch. Then if peers to peers, one peer is working on
Mm-hmm.
one branch, another peer is working on another
Okay.
branch, and then after working, they are merging into that pipeline main.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what's the project methodology?
Agile we are using.
Agile. What are the benefits of agile
Yeah,
project?
it Agile project simplifies our software building. It has several concepts. So
Hmm.
for building the application, means if you are using the agile model, then we should follow some basic concept. It gives
Hmm.
means if your application is if you are building an application, it should be
Hmm.
structured.
Hmm.
First of all, layers should be divided.
Okay.
Business layer.
So why don't we use a waterfall model nowadays?
Waterfall I have not used, but basically the agile has more enhancement than waterfall model.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
waterfall is deprecated now.
Okay. Okay. And are you using any cache in your project?
Redis cache I have used in my one of my previous project. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Do you
the
know about default cache?
default cache is in Spring. I guess I'm not able to recall. I've read about it.
Hmm. Okay. And what is default logging?
Default logging is logback.
Logback. Yes. Uh, okay, Ritik. It's done from my end, and it was a very, very nice interview. Uh,